Did I turn myself down?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right. I'll wait for y'all folks to come in because I got something to play for y'all this morning. I want y'all to hear. I want y'all to listen to because it's going to be a long show. So, because we need to have a conversation. No, sure. All right. I'm getting ready to start this off. Hey, James Setta. Good morning.
Shocked by hangings, you're having uprisings. Slaves are running away. Your crops are sometimes left in the fields too long for maximum profit. You suffer occasional fires. Your animals are killed. Gentlemen, you know what your problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I am not here to enumerate your problem. I am here to introduce you to a method of solving them.
This is
In
called
my
the
bag
making
here,
of a
I
slave.
have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves.
This is called the making of a slave.
That if you installed it correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take them differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. These methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about it. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, sizes of plantations, status on plantations, attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley, on a hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or is tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. You must also have your white servants and overseers distrust all blacks. But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's Make a Slave by the Black Arcade Liberation Library.
All right. That was just an excerpt. I'm going to put the link to the entire reading in the link of this chat. That was an excerpt from the Willie Lynch letters, The Making of a Slave. The Making of a Slave. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well.
Can you hear me from now?
Yes, I can hear you. All right, here I go. As y'all can see, I did my hair. Joseph, you like my shirt? Yeah, it's your shirt. Anyway, I wanted to play that for y'all because it bears a lot of significance to how we as Black people treat each other and where we got that behavior from. We got that behavior from a slave owner named Willie Lynch, who was a slave owner in the West Indies. And he actually came over to the United States in Maryland. And well, actually, he traveled all over the East Coast and into other slave states to teach slave owners how to make a slave. He taught them how to basically treat us like, livestock. And those teachings remain with us Black people today because that's what we do. We pitch the old against the young, the light skin against the dark skin, and the men against the women. That's what we do. And we do that because we were conditioned to do that. We do that because that's what we were taught. Back when I was a kid, a man was always thought to be superior over a woman. A woman was taught to do her man's bidding. When I went to college, it was the dark-skinned Blacks versus the light-skinned Blacks. In most southern states, if you're dark-skinned, you're accepted. If you're light-skinned, you're not. Even when slavery was over with, the light-skinned Blacks were shunned. Black people didn't want to have nothing to do with them. They wouldn't feed them. They wouldn't help clothe them. They wouldn't give them a roof over their heads. Simply because they were lighter. They taught us to be envious of one another. They taught us to be jealous of one another. Now, y'all can stop me if I'm wrong as far as the way we treat each other today, because that's how we treat each other. We see, if we see one of us, evolving or, having something, we try to do our best to tear them down. Or we're envious of them, or we're jealous of them, or we try to steal it from them. That's what we do, because that's what we were conditioned to do. We don't share with one another because that's what we were taught. We were taught not to share. We were taught to keep it to ourselves. If you've got something, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't share it with nobody. I cannot tell you how many friends that I have that have had parents die, and one child inherits money and doesn't share it with the other. I can't tell you how many friends I have like that. How many friends you got like that, Joseph? I got a lot of friends like that. I cannot tell you how many people I know that have successful people in their family, and their family won't give them a dime. They would rather see them poor and destitute on the street before they would give them a loaf of bread. I've seen many people walk by homeless people and not care, or walk past them like as if they don't exist. I've gotten cussed out by my friends and laughed at for giving to the homeless. The question is, how do we break the cycle? How do we stop doing this? How we stop doing this to one another? I mean, I'm a caring and giving person. I am. I try to be, especially now in my life. How do we break the cycle? Pardon me for a second. How do we break the cycle, y'all? Where do we start? Because everything that man just said is true. Everything that he just said is true. What do we do? Anybody got any answers? Anybody got anything to say? Or you just in shock or in awe? Because that's deep. That's deep, Joseph.
What he said.
Because history teaches us that me and you ain't even supposed to be together.
Nope.
Because you lighter than me.
It ain't supposed to make us pay.
Yeah. But it wasn't even about that. See, a lot of people don't understand, and you know, they think it's like crazy when you bring it up. But the light-skinned blacks in slavery days were treated better than the dark-skinned blacks. And the dark-skinned blacks had a reason to hate them. That's the way it was meant to be.
But
that was the setup. They didn't even, black people, y'all don't understand. So we were so ignorant that we didn't even realize that was the setup.
That was the setup, but still they had to realize too that you're gonna treat your kids better than you're gonna treat anybody else. Because the only reason there was light-skinned blacks in the beginning was because they were the slave owners' kids.
Right.
So they had to know that they were going to get treated a little better than them. They had to.
Well, not necessarily, because
Once
as far as
they started seeing them come in the house and learn how to cook, and they had better clothes, and they had to know that they were getting taken different care of because they were the slave owners.
Right. But I'm pretty sure that in the beginning, Joseph, when slave owners were sleeping with their slaves and they were having these kids, I'm pretty sure that it wasn't always like that. They didn't always treat, their slave kid that way. You understand what I'm saying? See, when Willie Lynch came to America and taught these slave owners these things, then they were able to put things into perspective in their eyes. And they use these tactics and they use these tools to keep us in line. Don't y'all understand? You know what slavery, you know why slavery was even created? It was out of fear. We were in fear. They brought us to this land, right? And they brought us to this strange land. Number one, we far away from home. We don't even know where we at. And they just beat us. And we were scared.
They can't even speak the language.
Couldn't even speak the language. And we did what we had to do to survive. Slavery is based on fear. That's what it's based on. It's based on fear. The people, the fear of a people. Because we ain't scared now. Are we?
No.
Are we scared we're going to be slaves again?
No.
Because if somebody tell me I'm going to be a slave, I'm just going to die. I'm going to die. Because ain't nobody going to enslave me. I'm just going to consider me a dead ass. I'm not going to be a slave. But back then, those Africans that were taken away from their homes and brought over here, they had absolutely they didn't know. And then when they finally, whenever, I guess slaves were born into this country, started, evolving. This is how they kept them in line. And I'm telling y'all, this is how people keep us in line. Because they know these things. Y'all don't think they know? Y'all don't think they know that we are jealous of one another? Y'all don't think they know we are envious of? And let me just say this: white people is the same way, child. White people is jealous; they get envious of one another and all that other stuff. But look at who it takes toll on. Because the white-skinned whites and the dark-skinned whites, they don't fight with one another. White people, if you're white, you're white. Black people, if you dark-skinned, you are part of, you're just a part of a certain people. If you light-skinned, you light-skinned.
I didn't even know what we were talking about today, and I put a post on Facebook that had everything to do with what we were talking about today.
Really?
I put up a post to say, why do we as black people, why is it everything a competition? Why can't we all be great?
Joseph, speaking to the mic. Speaking to the mic.
Why does somebody have to be better than the other? Why is it always, oh, they can do it better than them, or Rihanna does it better than Beyonce? Why can't they both just be great?
Because Joseph, this is the way we was conditioned. That's why I played this. It's because this is the way we were conditioned to treat each other. And we as black people have not broken that cycle in over 300 years. We still continue to treat one another just like this man said. This slave owner. We still treat each other like we treated each other in the slavery days. I mean, some of us got love for one another, but not all of us. A majority of us don't, because it's like you said, it's always one against the other. That's why, I did a video a couple of months ago on the Versus platform. I hate the Versus platform. And the reason why I hate it is because you're pitting great artists against great artists. I mean, who the hell? How you gonna make a decision on who's better, Shaka Khan or Stephanie Mills? Both of them divas can sing, period, point blank. And both of them put out great music. So how you gonna put them against one another?
Why does one have to be better than the other?
Exactly.
Why can't they just both be great?
Right. Why can't they just both be great? It used to be a time when we was all great. There was a Sojourner Truth. There was a Harriet Tubman. They both helped people out of slavery. There was a Martin Luther King and there was a Medgar Evers. There was a Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X didn't agree with one another, but they were still brothers. They still respected one another. This is what we do. Who's better, Nicki Minaj or Lil' Kim? Or Cardi B? Or Meg Thee Stallion? Why can't they all be great? You know why? Because we continue to have the slave mentality that we have had for the past 300 years. Joseph, speaking to the mic.
That one has to be better.
And one has to be better. One got to be better. It always got to be a better one. That's what we was taught. Growing up, I dealt with colorism. Majority of my childhood, I dealt with colorism. Kids wouldn't play with me because I was so dark. And when they would play with me, they would call me names. Because of the color of my skin. I hate it. I hated being this dark. I hated it. I didn't start having a love for my skin color until I was about 30 years old and realized that, my skin was beautiful. I used to have guys that said they only dated me because I was dark skinned. Can you believe that, Joseph? The guys used to tell me the only reason why they dated me was because I was so dark.
I would think that was a preference.
I mean, it's okay for it to be a preference, I guess, but imagine how a person like me would feel.
Black person tells you that it's a preference. The white person tells you that
Well, it still don't feel good, Joseph. Even when a black person said, because I never dated white guys, I dated all black guys. But most black guys that I dated, they told me that they dated me because of how dark I was.
Well, I've had people refuse to date me because they thought I was Hispanic, and when they found out I was black, they didn't want no parts of me no more.
But how did that make you feel?
I felt like,
Didn't it make you feel some type of way? I mean,
No.
I'm pretty sure it didn't break your soul. I'm not saying that, but didn't it make you feel like I felt some type of way about that? You know, I was like, okay, the only reason why you dating me is because of the color of my skin. What about my personality? What about who I am inside? What about the things that I like? What about the things that I dislike? You know what I'm saying? That was a problem for me. That was a problem for me.
I don't know. I guess when it happened a few times, I made sure I told people I was black from the door, so that we don't have this miscommunication that I'm Latino.
Yeah, I mean, but you as a black person always being looked at as if you were a Latino. It ain't nothing bad about being a Latino, but you're not a Latino.
No, I
You're
felt
black.
some kind of way because they act like something was wrong with me being black. Period.
Right.
Not the fact that they thought I was another race, but the fact that when they found out that I was black, they act like, oh my God, he's got a disease. I can't talk to him because he's black.
Exactly.
Because they specifically were seeking out someone of Latino heritage. That's what made me mad.
And that's
That
my
made me
point
feel
exactly.
some kind of way. It was not necessarily that the color of my skin per se. It was because I've always been confused to be other than black, always Dominican or Puerto Rican.
Right. And that's my point. My point is, see, you got it a different way. You got it in terms of ethnicity. Me, it was my skin color. I had a problem. I had already dealt with colorism all my life. I had already dealt with kids teasing me because I was so black and da 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 da. Then here I grow up. I'm an adult, and all these guys that I'm dating are telling me, "Well, the only reason why I date you because you were so dark." I love dark skinned men. How was I supposed to feel?
Well, I mean, I was dark skinned, but that ain't no reason why I was
And maybe because I didn't have a preference. I was raised a totally different way. I was raised to just like accept people for who they are. I was raised, people are beautiful, black, white, whatever color they are, they're beautiful. All people are beautiful. And so I never had like when people say to me, oh, like Roxanne was saying, her husband preferred dark skinned women. I never had that preference. Like I never had a preference for dark skinned men or light skinned men. I never really had that. Well, the only preference that I did have was I liked tall men. I liked tall men, or I liked big men. I used to love like big men. Like the bigger you were, the more attractive you were to me. But it's a preference, but it wasn't a requirement for me. I didn't care if you was 2 pounds, if you was a beautiful person, that's all that mattered to me at the end of the day. Now, if you were a tall like you are, Joseph, and you were a big guy like you are, that for me that was like the icing on the cake. That's it. But
Right.
but regardless of how you look, if you still treated me the way you treated me, if you were a nice person to me, if you were a loving person to me, then none of that didn't matter.
But you
That
have
don't
to be
matter.
around that person on a daily basis to know that. Because if you have a preference for tall, big men, and they were short and skinny, you would have to be around that person for a while to know how they treated you.
Not necessarily.
Because 9 times out of 10, most people, if they have a preference, they're not even going to entertain the other person.
Well, let me
because
just
it's not
correct
their
it because that
preference.
wasn't a
But
preference for me.
if
It-
you're around them long enough, or like if you work with them, or you just see them every day and they just nice to you, and hey, how you doing? And if a person is not your preference, and you're around them enough to see how they treat you, then yes, you know how a person's going to treat you. But 9 times out of 10, if a person ain't your preference, they ain't even gonna get a chance to show you who they are as a person because
You ain't gonna give them the opportunity to.
because they're not what you're attracted
And that's
to.
why I never had preferences. That's why I never had a preference like that. I never looked. And I still don't. I don't look at people in that light. I just don't. I don't. That's not how I was raised. You know, I was always raised if somebody loves you, somebody respects you, somebody honors you, you're supposed to reciprocate the same thing back to them.
But how?
And as far as preference is concerned, like I told you, I like tall guys, I like big guys, and that's just something that I like. But if in the grand scheme of things, I never came across somebody that treated me well, treated me good, and they were, they were tall or whatever. I don't have no problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not that person. I'm not that one. That's how we always talk about the gay community. We always talk about how these brothers need to stop looking at these men and talking about they want a top, or they want a bottom, or they don't want a man that's masculine, and so on and so forth. Because preferences make you lose out on so much. You can be, you can have this preference of liking dark-skinned men, right? Well, let's say this light-skinned brother come along and they treat you nice. They romance you, they treat you nice, they do all these great things for you. But here you go. I don't like light-skinned dudes. I only like dark-skinned dudes. But this brother over here, this light-skinned brother over here, is treating you like royalty. What you gonna do? What you
But I
gonna
think
do?
somebody that was deep into their preference like that wouldn't have even gave the light skinned person a chance to even know if they treated them nice.
Exactly. And that's my point.
Now, the
You're
ones
missing
that would
out.
have
You're
given
missing
them a
out.
chance, they're not going to miss out on something because their preference is dark skin. But at this point, I'll take whoever's willing to treat me nice. But I prefer, you know what I'm saying? But some people are just so set in their way. This is what I want. And if it ain't this, then fuck it, I'll be by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Which those people definitely miss out.
They miss out and end up being by themselves, crazy, sad, and alone, or wanting to be in a relationship. I hear so many of these young guys say, "Oh my God, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship. Oh, I want to be in a relationship so bad." No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want to be in a relationship because you're looking for something that either is not achievable or that don't want you. Instead of waiting for something that desires you and cares about you and loves you, and not so much worried about what it looks like. Like my friends back in the day, they used to always mess with me because some of the guys I went with, they weren't that attractive. Some of them was ugly as hell. I went with this dude. He was Joseph. When I tell you, he was, but he was the nicest person. He was the nicest person. He wasn't very attractive, but he was the nicest person. He treated me he treated me so nice. I didn't care about that. I didn't care about what he looks like. I didn't care. I walked down the street with him holding hands in the whole. I did not care. That didn't matter to me because the way I was raised was to love people. And You get what you get. You give love, you're gonna get love back. That's how I was raised.
Well, I used to get that too, and I would tell people I'm cute enough for the both of us.
Okay,
Because I knew that they were a little, beautifully challenged, but they treated me nice, so I wasn't going to be mean to somebody just because, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, child, this child is a beast, honey, but he treat me good, so you know, I'm not going to miss out on the opportunity with a beast just because I'm the beauty, honey.
right.
I mean, my friends would tell me in a minute, honey, child, what are you doing? Going to the zoo to find these people? And I would be like, no, he's treating me nice.
Yeah.
I'm cute enough for both of us. I could carry both of us. And I like really literally meant it. Like, I didn't care what people thought. He treated me nice. Y'all go home sleeping alone. I ain't sleeping by myself. He cooked me dinner. He made sure I'm good. There ain't no reason for me not to like him. Cause what? Yeah, I can't flaunt him in front of y'all and feel why y'all feel y'all ain't gotta be with I do.
But Joseph, could you imagine living in a world, right, where you weren't accepted? Could you imagine living in a world like, I mean, yes, some places black people are still not accepted, but could you imagine not even being accepted by your own people?
Yeah.
Could you imagine living in that world? Could you live in that world? Like there with like, did you see Roots, second generation?
Yeah.
Do you remember Tom Moe? Tom Moe had a daughter, right? And her daughter was in love with this man, and he was black, but he was fair skinned. He was your complexion.
Right.
Her father said, "You will never marry that man. Not as long as I live on this earth. You will never marry that man." And she told her father, "If I can't have him, then I don't want nobody." She never married. She never married. She grew up. She grew into an old spinster lady because her father didn't want her to marry this man because he looked white.
So she was a fool for listening.
But back in those days, that's how family lived. Like you didn't get married without your dad's permission.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't get married. That's how. Listen, we were conditioned to treat to treat our we our families. We mimicked what white people did. We mimicked how they lived.
Was it that we mimicked how they lived, or was it that we mimicked the control that they used over us?
No, they brought the church into. They were in every fiber of our being.
No, but that's what I'm saying, Tramel. We mimic the control they used over us.
Right.
On ourselves.
And our children. And we still do that today.
Right.
Even when it comes to church. There was a time when a black woman got pregnant, if her father found out she got pregnant out of wedlock, oh, they was going to find that nigga. They was going to find him. And they was going to get married, regardless whether he wanted to or not. They was going to get married.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So all these behaviors that we have, that we carry with us today, come from that man, Willie Lynch.
Not behavior.
It's conditioned behavior. It's conditioned behavior. And we need to start changing it. And it's not, I think it's gonna have to be a generational change, because it feels like even now, as I get older, it feels like each and every generation that comes now, just a little bit more changes.
There's definitely a shift.
You know? And it sounds messed up to say it this way, but until all these racist white people and black people die, it's gonna always be here. It's gonna be here.
True.
So you like, you ain't gonna white people gonna continue to have problems with Mexicans because they've been conditioned to believe that Mexicans are the problem in this country, just like they believe we the problem in this country. They've been trying to abolish what's that? God, I'm lost for words. Jesus, I'll come back to it. But anyway, we got to change this cycle. We got to stop putting each other. We got to stop pinning each other. Do you know that it affects us to the point where that's why we are not successful as Black people? That's why so many unsuccessful Black people in this country. We can't even. I'll give you an example. The Chinese people. We always talk about Chinese people in the Chinese restaurant, how the Chinese people eat cats and all that stuff. Let's put all that to the side. But to keep it real, I'm gonna tell you this: the Chinese people, when they come over here, and I've witnessed it, I've seen it, I've witnessed it. Them Chinese people, they come over here, they'll come over here, child, and they will live in a box, and they will go to work every single day, and they will not be late. They won't be late. They'll be on time. Sometimes you have to make them take a break. But they will pull their money together to open up. Next time you go into a Chinese restaurant, you'll be working hard to have that Chinese restaurant. And they are millionaires.
That's because we don't.
Any Chinese restaurant you go to, I'm telling you, any Chinese restaurant you go to in the hood, I don't care where you go, they are millionaires. And they started with nothing. They started with nothing, Joseph. The Arabs, they come over here and they open up.
We are the only divided race.
Exactly. But I ain't finished with the examples now. The Arabs, now you know, Joseph, we can go to Brick City right now, Newark and Jersey City. We just talk about Newark and Jersey City. We ain't gonna talk about the Bronx and Brooklyn. But you can go to any hood in the Bronx and Brooklyn and Newark, New Jersey, and Jersey City, New Jersey, and you can find a chicken shack. And who running it? The Arabs. They frying chicken. Hell, they done learn how to fry chicken better than we do. And they millionaires.
And they're smaller than us.
They're millionaires. We got some Arabs that do commercials over here right now. They sell fried chicken, collard greens, macaroni and cheese. Joseph, am I lying? They sell macaroni and cheese. They sell candy yams, and the food is amazing. That's because they don't let envy and jealousy get in their way. They don't care about if this brother is making more money or that brother is making more money, or when the money get pulled together, well, why he got more than me and why he got more than me. That's Joseph. How many soul food restaurants have you seen open and close in Jersey City?
A whole lot. But they're also smart because they'll all live. They'll live seven of them in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Joseph, I have
rent $50 each.
Let me tell you something.
While we sitting there trying to pay $16
I was getting ready to touch on that. I was getting ready to touch on it, Joseph.
We too good to live with somebody.
When I was living in Virginia, Charlottesville, Virginia, there was this complex. It was it was one of them complexes that was kind of ghetto and stuff like that. All these Mexicans, they would pay a certain amount to get to sleep in this one apartment. They would all see, people would be sleeping all over the floor. People don't even know each other. They all sleeping in this one apartment. All they was responsible for was paying the rent. So they would charge each person that came in a certain amount of rent, and they would all sleep, and they would get up early in the morning, they would leave to go to work. Because they ain't had no place to live. It was either that or live in the woods. You could pay I think they was paying $17 a night to sleep in this apartment. Because all of them had good jobs. It wasn't about the work. It wasn't that they had good jobs, but they wanted to have enough money to sustain. Black people open up soul food restaurants. We open up clothing stores, soul food restaurants. How long is they open? For about 2 months. For about 2 months. Because Aunt Hattie got mad because she wanted more money for her pound cake.
It ain't even Aunt Hattie got mad. How about Aunt Hattie ran out of pound cake halfway into the day?
Or how about Uncle Junebug done ran off with all the damn money?
How many soul food restaurants you know in Jersey you get there? Could I have some ribs? Oh, we don't have no ribs. Could I get collard greens? Oh, we ran out of collard greens. Could I get some mac and cheese? Well, we ain't got no more mac. Well, bitch, what do you
Or you
have?
go up in there and there's more roaches in the restaurant than it is in their damn house.
So it's like, well, what do you have? And then they want to give you an extra. Well, look on the menu and see why we got what we got. Well, bitch, everything I said I wanted, you said you didn't have. So which one is it, girl? Do you have something or don't you have something? Because I'm a little confused. There ain't places I walked out of just because of it. You know me from now.
And then you got the discount ones. Everybody that go, all you black people that go into a black business and you want a discount. You'll go to Macy's and you'll buy a pair of Sean John jeans for $100. But if I'm selling for $100, you ain't gonna buy.
What you gonna do for me? Come on, Tremel. What you gonna do for me?
Y'all go over to the white people and buy a t-shirt that say petty as fuck. But y'all won't go to the TheMKingz boutique and buy the same shirt that say petty as fuck on it. Y'all will go on a GoFundMe and y'all will see some little young girl that done spent up all her money going to the Kanye West concert and she need money to pay her rent. Y'all donate to her. Joseph, how many for GoFundMe's have we put up in the past 3 years?
Was that one?
3. We put up 3 GoFundMe pages asking for money.
I got nothing.
And got 0. 0. 0.
Maybe I should do like other people and put a picture of me laying in the hospital bed.
Oh, you ain't gonna get nothing. They ain't gonna
And
get
come up with a good store.
No shade to some of the other content creators on here, but all you got to do, if we came on here, I'm gonna show you how we got to come on here.
With a wig and our titties out, shaking and primping and hey this thing and put on some lipstick and carry on, honey. Then all of a sudden they'll just be super chatting and cash apping us all day long, honey. I refuse. I'm not him and he's not me. Hey Monte. Hey James Dunham. I know y'all can't see me, but I'm here, y'all. I'm here. You can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know what you really want to go do, but whatever it is, I'm sure y'all about to laugh.
Oh, this is what we got to do. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, man.
What's going on, girl? What's going on? What the problem is?
Oh, bitch, where you get that one from?
Girl, I got this at Walmart. It was a special.
What kind of special was it?
It cost me $10. That's all.
It looked like it.
I ain't even have to go see Jawakatima this week.
All right.
Y'all like my hair?
And don't forget you gotta sit there with pasties on there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, bring me a chicken chiquita.
And you gotta have like
Oh, I know you ain't talking to me in the chat. I know you ain't talking to me. I know you ain't talking to me in the chat.
Lipstick on, and do like the rest of the gays, honey, and then they'll love us.
Yeah. That's what we got to do. Y'all in the chat, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. See, because y'all like the Andrew Caldwells.
Oh, I like that wig. I might have to put that on.
Y'all love the Andrew Caldwells. You know, the ones that act like a goddamn buffoon. Y'all like that. I ain't acting no goddamn fool. I'm telling you
You
that.
already know that, or else you know I gotta be like other people.
You can, y'all can want you listen. Y'all can want the TheMKingz
Oh no, I gotta be
to act like a motherfucking fool if y'all want to.
in a pair of briefs.
I'm not acting like no fool. I'm not running down the street butt naked like Smokey from Fridays. I'm not doing it.
That's what they like. They don't like when we give them.
Is that what it is?
They don't.
Because you know, I be wondering. I'm like, Joseph, I look at our analytics.
From what I see,
I look at our analytics all the time.
love I see that gay people did. They want us to be a minstrel show instead of educated black gay men. They want us to be a minstrel show. You know, I should be like this girl on Instagram and walk around in a pair of briefs, slapping my ass and switching and have a little purse that's too small for my whole big body. I screaming at me, love yourself, bitch! Love yourself!
My name is Big Sexy Official, and I want you to love yourself.
And I say, love yourself, and I'm 12, and I do it with a little bit of horror. That ain't good enough.
Right.
They got my other light skinned counterpart. Right. Shake my titties with no shirt on,
Mhm.
show all his belly, and shimmy and shake for them. I can do it. You know, it's not an issue. Y'all might see a little half of it in the process, but hey, big deal. That's what y'all like. That's what that. Well, I'm not gonna say y'all, but that's what people.
Well, whoever getting in their feelings about it, or that's what we're talking about. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking about a majority. There's a majority of people that like that.
Oh no, it's clear. All you gotta do is watch some of these gay people on YouTube.
Yeah.
As soon as you go in their lives, they have 11K, 1,500K, and they acted just like me and Jamel just said.
Mm-hmm. Like I watched this.
Like, well, why do we do?
Speaking to the mic, Joe.
We sit there and go, why do we do what we do? If this is what people want, then why am I doing what I want to do?
I'm telling you, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to quit. I'm telling you, Joseph, I am ready to give all this stuff up.
Quit.
I'm ready to give it all up. I really am. I'm ready to give it all up. If I gotta act like a buffoon, if I gotta be a minstrel, if I got to stand on my head in order to get attention or in order to get views and clicks and all that stuff, I will walk.
Can you hear me now?
I will sell all this equipment on eBay. I will sell this whole studio on eBay, honey, and get my coins back and go about my life before I do that. My legacy is not going to be buffoonery at all.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now because I turned the mic up.
No, because I'm saying they said they can't hear me.
Oh, yeah. They should be able to hear you now because I turned the mic up. But I refuse to. I mean, y'all don't know how many times. Like when we decided we were gonna do this meet and greet, that really kind of like it stabbed me. It stabbed me, and the reason why it stabbed me in my gut because I ain't getting no. It's like it was like crickets. Everybody want to do a meet and greet, but don't nobody want to help fund it. You know what? The meet and greet, it wasn't even that. Because at the end of the day, well, it wasn't just that. No, it was, for me, let me tell you one of the straws. But it was not just that. But
well, no, for me, the meet and greet thing was, see, if people had, I don't care if they would have donated $1, that would have said to me, well, at least they're interested, they want to come.
Right.
But when nothing happened, I kept saying, Tramel, we gonna spend this money. I said, I kind of have a way to get this money. where we can get this money
Right.
and we can do this, but I'm gonna be pissed if only 3 people show up.
Right.
I'm gonna be pissed
Right.
if we do all of this and only 5 people come.
Mhm.
I mean, I knew Lisa, Melissa, because
Right.
it's certain
Right.
people.
We
I
know
knew
certain
was gonna
people
be
are
there.
going to be there.
It was like no questions asked. But okay, so we having a meet and greet for 5 people. That's where my problem came in at. Because you know me, I don't have no faith in people until they prove me different. And it's like when I see what people like, when I'm watching them on YouTube and I'm seeing who they watching and what they watching and see what y'all feel, realize is it tells us who else y'all watch in the analytics.
Yes.
So it tells us who y'all watching other than us. That's similar to us. So when I'm seeing who y'all like, I'm sitting back going, what?
And they watching the same people that we watch, Joseph.
I mean,
For the most part.
I'm watching them too, so I get it. But at the same time, some of the people popping up, I'm like, oh God, you like him? Really? Why? You know. But I can't be a minstrel show for nobody. I just can't. I refuse. Maybe if I was younger, maybe if I didn't have so much dignity that I have right now at 50, maybe if I was 25, because a lot of the people we talking about are in their 20s.
Right.
So maybe we would have the same mindset as them as by any means necessary, because that's the mind frame they have. I don't care what nobody tells me. That's the mindset they have is by any means necessary.
Right.
I don't have that mind frame anymore at 50 years old. I just don't. I think my dignity is worth more than me just sitting here saying,
I mean, we just
well, I'm
have a
gonna have
different
an audience
voice.
no matter what.
We have a different voice. And there's a.
But if you think about it, Tremel, and I didn't mean to cut you off, if you think about it, and I ain't saying nobody, I ain't putting nobody's name out there, but I'm gonna say my counterpart. You know who I'm talking about.
Mhm.
My counterpart does exactly what we do, but just in a whole different way.
Right.
So their message is this. I mean, honest to God, if you watch them and listen to Joseph rant, what's different?
Nothing.
Nothing is different. Just the delivery.
Right.
The delivery is different, and I got on clothes, and I'm not performing and carrying on like a queen.
Right.
But my counterpart, and I say my counterpart because, I always said it was like looking at myself in the mirror at that age. Although child, she's brave because I would be walking around in a pair of briefs on the camera. That would have never happened, honey. But anyway, my counterpart does the same exact thing I do on Joseph Rings. So the message is the same. It's just the delivery is different. And because the delivery is different, people they take it to him in a whole different way.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's the part that kind of frustrates us in the end. We see people doing the exact
Exactly
same thing
yeah.
that we do, but their delivery is such that of a minstrel show,
right?
That you can't even really get mad at them because they saying the same thing me and Tremel saying, just in a whole different way. And if I gotta act like that to get a message across to y'all, then it ain't a message I need to get across in that manner.
Right.
Like, I don't know how to. I don't know how to. I know what I mean, but I don't know how to say what I mean because I'm thinking fast. But yeah, if I gotta run across traffic to get to the hospital and might get hit by a car, I'd rather wait for the traffic to stop and get over to the hospital when I get there.
Right.
I mean, that's
and Joseph, how many fights have we gotten into? And I've said to you, I said, Joseph, because we at the beginning of this year, because I remember last year this time, we had at least 25 people watching us at this time of day, right?
Well,
versus now, we got 7 people watching us right now.
Oh no, Tremel,
hold on, let me finish.
You gotta read
wait, let me finish. I said that for a reason, and Y'all can't imagine how many fights that we've had about this, and we've said, okay, what are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong?
But
Right?
know,
Hold on, Joseph. Let me finish. We said, what are we doing wrong? And Joseph would say, well, Tramel, you need to stop talking over me, and you need to stop doing this. And I was like, Joseph, you need to stop doing this, and I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that. We fight. Then, you know, some people made suggestions. Well, maybe I should stop cursing so much. Stop cursing so much. Okay, so we stopped cursing so much. And some people was like, well, don't ask nobody for no money. Don't ask for it. Because if you don't ask for it, they'll just give it to you. Don't ask people to share you out or share your videos out. Let them just go ahead and do it. Just hope that they like you and they'll share you out. We have had the same amount of subscribers for the past 2 years.
Nope.
With the exception of maybe 100.
No.
How many have we gained, Joseph? How many
So-
subscribers do we have now?
You forgetting something.
How many subscribers do we have now?
We have 1462.
How many subscribers do we need to become monetized? 1,000. Right?
But
1,000.
You have to realize.
So in
something
2
too.
years, hold on, in 2 years, I'm looking at reality. In 2 years, we've only gained
You
400
keep saying
subscribers?
2 years, and that's what I keep trying to stop you.
Why?
Because technically, it's been a year.
Okay, well,
We've
in
been
a
on
year,
YouTube- No, we've
Joseph.
been on YouTube for a long time.
Okay.
Maybe
in
3
a
years.
year.
But the first year we went on YouTube, we didn't even try to work it. We
Exactly.
just was putting videos.
But
and
in
work
a
it.
year, Joseph.
But in 2020, when I made that video viral and it did what it did, we didn't even know how to go live on YouTube.
I know that.
So we started making videos.
Okay,
And
so
we found that niche.
okay, a
You
year.
know, we did.
Let's say it's been
And
a
we
year.
was getting hundreds of subscribers a day.
Yeah.
And then we decided, okay, enough is enough. This is not who we are. We don't want to do this like this.
I'm not trying to win a fight here, y'all. I'm not trying to win a fight, and I'm not trying to start a fight. But let's say, okay, a year. It's been a year. Let's say it's only been a year we've been on YouTube, right? We've been monetized. We only been monetized for about a year, right? It'll be 2 years in I think March.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 years in March, right?
Well, 3 technically.
3 technically, but we've been monetized
But 2 years that we've been really.
for 2 years, right?
Right.
So in the past 2 years, we've only gained 400 subscribers. I know people, hold on. I know content creators that come on here. Content creators like Lips. Lips ain't even been on here 2 years. He ain't even been on here 2 years.
But you know, we
Okay.
gained subscribers and lost them as
And
well.
yes, he does something different. Listen, everybody brings something different to the table. So we can't even have that fight because everybody brings something different to the table.
But we lost subscribers as well because they thought we was one thing.
Exactly.
We weren't that one thing that they thought we were. So
I'm gonna bring it to the people. Let's bring it to the people. And y'all, please don't say, oh, we believe in you. Oh, you guys are gonna make it. Oh my God, you just have to be patient. Don't give me that. I want you to give me your honest opinion. What is it y'all think we doing wrong? What is it that y'all, because we ask y'all all the time, I don't get no emails from nothing. What is it that y'all think that we need to do that we ain't doing? That's what I want to know.
and please don't say act like a minstrel show.
That's what I want to know. I want to know from these people, the little bit of people that watch us that we appreciate. I want y'all to think we don't appreciate y'all because we do. Because if it wasn't for y'all, we would have nobody.
You be
But
saying talking out.
what is it about? What do y'all think that we need to do that we ain't doing? Because we don't have, we stagnant. We stagnant, Joseph. We stagnant.
And actually,
And reality is that we've only gained 400 subscribers in the past 2 years, and that's gained and loss. That's a matter of gain and loss and gain. That's what we do. That's what we do. We got one 1K video, and the only reason why we got that one was because of the title.
No, we don't.
Well, I'm talking about besides Andrew Caldwell videos.
Oh, yeah.
We got one 1K video. And I can tell you what it is. It's the video where I talked about the little boy that his mother got his head shaved by his mama because he was gay. That's the only 1K video that we have had in the past year.
Other than
and we have talked about the same things that other people have talked about on social media. We've titled our videos the same way that other people have titled them in social media. No traffic, none whatsoever.
And I know plenty of people that curse way more than we do. So it ain't bad.
Sure, we have Black Unity. We've considered doing reviews. We've considered doing that's something that we said that we were going to do in the new year. We said we're going to do some more reviews, television reviews. We said we were going to do a lot of other different movie reviews, things like that.
Yep.
You know, we said that we were going to do those, and we've done them.
Oh, thank you, James.
That's the thing. We've done them. If you go into our roster, you will see that we have done things like that. We've done reviews. I used to do reviews on just about every reality show there was. What is it? What is it? What do y'all need to see?
Monica, what's the shade? You tired of seeing me and Travell in the thumbnail? No, but you're right. And I really thought about, you're right. And we actually do that when we talk about certain people. We do put them in the thumbnail.
Yeah, we do. Whenever we do like a review on somebody, we don't put ourselves in the thumbnail. We put, you know, who we're going to talk about in the thumbnail. I always do that. Or I'll put myself and Joseph in there with whoever we're talking about.
No, but that's a good suggestion.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that about putting the people that we're talking about in the thumbnails? Yeah, that's a very good suggestion. See, my issue is we have to bring more people. We trying to figure out how we need to bring more people to our channel, because people tell us all the time, "Oh, Travell and Joseph, you guys are great. You guys are great. You're gonna be big. You're gonna be big. You're gonna be big. You're gonna be big." And that's why I keep telling Joseph, like, Joseph, because Joseph is like picking us apart and saying, "Travell, you gotta stop doing this. You gotta stop doing that. Or we gotta stop doing this. We gotta stop doing that." And I'm saying, Joseph, there's absolutely nothing wrong with our content. The fact is, nobody knows who we are. Nobody knows who we are. With the exception of the people that watch us every morning and every night at 7:30. And that's as much as we appreciate y'all are very few. And y'all know that. Y'all are very few in the grand scheme.
But I can't say this. When new people come, they keep coming back.
Yeah, when new people come, they keep coming back, and I love it.
I always notice when somebody new.
I love to see somebody new in the chat. I love it.
Like Black Unity.
Yeah, I love to see new people in the chat. But it's like, Joseph, don't nobody know who we are.
People stumble across us, and then
They stumble, honey.
you
You
gotta
know how
also
many
realize-
times in your life have you
but
stumbled?
you have to also realize all of this stuff is going by algorithm.
I know
You
it's going by
gotta figure out
algorithm.
how the hell the algorithm works.
I know it's going by algorithm. It's more people that know us in the street.
In
In the streets of Brick City, Newark, and Jersey City. Because we always like what a lot of people don't know is that we be out in these places. They should know because we be live when we be out at these places, but don't nobody know us. It's like that movie Juice. Oh, y'all local. You local. Y'all local. Well, I DJ'd at Tanika's party. Oh, you local. What? All goes back to what I said. We need to start supporting one another more. Listen,
I'm gonna start doing like other people I know. I got some tea, and until I see $37 in super chat, I ain't telling the tea. And the shade is people sit there and start paying.
yeah.
That's the shade. See, that's the thing that I guess boils my
Yeah.
ass. Is that
You got these
people
content
do
creators
that.
that'll go just like this. They'll go, okay, we got some tea. Y'all want to see my face? Y'all ain't gonna see my face until I see 10 cash apps for $10.
Right.
Or
they
until
tell
I
you,
see 50
I got
people in
some
the chat,
good
I ain't
tea
coming on.
or I got some good tea on Cardi B, honey. Y'all, I ain't telling y'all until I get about at least $3 $50 super chat,
Yeah.
and they send the money. Or they'll sit there and be like, "Oh yes, honey, I know this and I know that, but guess what? I'm not gonna tell you until you do such as you gotta share my video 17 times, and I can tell when you share it.
Mhm.
And if y'all don't share 17 times, I'm not gonna tell y'all the tea." And people be sitting there sharing the video. Oh, okay, I see 3 people sharing it. Come on, come on.
It's some content creators that won't even come on camera
Unless you pay them.
or unless they see 50 people in their chat. I ain't coming on until I see 50 people. I ain't even gonna name them. He don't come on until he see 100 people in his chat. 100.
And we'll sit there and talk to you with emoji.
No, he won't even sit there and talk to you. It will just be silent. And people start coming.
You better tell a friend. You better tell a friend, because I ain't coming on until
Yeah.
I see 100 people in the chat. And they come. As soon as he gets
I'm like, well, what the
100,
fuck? What the fuck? What, Joseph?
I watched a content creator and I almost passed the fuck out. I watched him tell people that he wanted money, and in order for him to give them the tea, he had to get some super chats. They sent him in less than 5 minutes over $2,000 worth of super chats, and I just sat there with my mouth hung open, like, how the hell did he just do this?
It's one content creator, I kid you not, as soon as she go on, the moment they know she's on, all you
see
hear is her
cash
cash app going on. Bam, 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 bam. I'm like, this bitch doing the same thing I'm doing.
And then I sit there and I'm like, well, me and Tramel better than this.
Did she just
People laugh.
do the same thing I did?
We better than this. How come?
Did she just do
you
the
know,
same thing that I did?
I'll be sitting there going, well, how can I steal some of the people that watch them and get them in my chat? Because let me tell you something. It's a depressing feeling to see stuff like that when you're not doing the stuff that they're doing. And when you sitting there feeling like what they're doing is wrong, if I came on here to entertain you, then I'm here
The
to
black
entertain
unity,
you.
let me tell you something, child. Let me tell you something. Black unity say, give it a try. Black unity, let me tell you something. I believe that we said something like we ain't coming on until we get 50 people in the chat, we gonna be sitting here until tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
If I had somebody,
I got some hot look, Jamel. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do Joseph Friends ago. I got some hot tea to tell y'all. But until I get $50 in my cash app, I ain't saying nothing. Child, I'll be sitting there till next week.
Good job. Be like, Missy, girl, what?
I'll be sitting there till next week.
Okay. You know what? I got to get off this subject because I'm getting real frustrated, Joseph, and I'm feeling real defeated. You know what happens when I feel real defeated? I got to go to God because I'll be ready to quit. I'll be ready to quit all this shit. I'm telling Joseph.
Yeah, I said, Jamel, I'm over it.
I said, Joseph, I'm just ready. I'm done. I'm just ready to just not do this anymore. I really am, and y'all, I really am. I really am feeling like I don't want to do this no more. I don't. It's very frustrating. It's very aggravating to just feel unsuccessful. So we don't let's lighten up the shit for road jokes.
Okay,
So
let's talk about my hair.
We're gonna talk about last night. Yo, these goddamn cats. Oh my Lord, have mercy. So I get up, y'all, in the middle of the night to go get some water. Get up in the middle of the night to go get some water.
Honey, that's still the
And
point.
Tigger, I didn't even tell you this, Joseph. Tigger, he's just like, I don't know what it is. He be trying to do stuff to impress me. Like, he just be doing shit, you know? And so I'm like, out the corner of my eye, I'm looking I'm looking at him and he just meowing at me, meow, meow, because I guess he want me to bend down and pet him. Child, Tigger went right over there to your Timberland boots that's at the door.
I would have literally died.
He went right over there to your Timberland boots that was at the door. And he just, Joseph, it was such a kiki because he like slid his hand inside your boot. And he just took both hands and he came out and he just took the thing, he just took it and threw it up in the air. It was a mouse.
Oh.
It was a dead mouse. It was a mouse. I said, oh shit, he got a mouse. And see, I told Joseph, don't put your clothes on the floor. Don't leave your shoes on the floor. Because Tigger will kill a mouse. Y'all, we call our landlord, by the way, his goddamn mice and shit. But he will put the mouse in a pile of clothes, or he'll put them in a bag of clothes. Like he putting them place like he hides them.
But what's crazy to me is clearly, we must have had mice before we got the cats. But they clearly never came out where we saw them. Because
Joseph, I ain't never seen them. I don't even see them now.
Seen a child, I would have died.
I don't even see them now.
I ain't never seen a mouse in this house. Ain't nothing. All the bread and stuff we left on the counter
We have never seen a mouse.
Soon as we get these cats, honey, every week they turn it up.
I picked up 2 dead mice last night. And this is 4
the fuck?
In 1 week. 4.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm like, well, where the fuck is these goddamn motherfucking mice coming? See, I'm not scared of mice like Joseph is. Joseph is what? I'm living for the day.
No,
I told Joseph this. I told him this is Joseph. I said, I would die a happy man to see my big ass 6'4" husband running from a mouse.
No, you don't, because I'm gonna hurt my knee.
I'm living for the day when it happens. I'm living for the day. Like I see the cats all the time. They like, I don't know where they be getting them from. I'm trying to figure out where they be getting them from, Joseph. But I know how a mouse can fit through a hole this big, you know, because they ain't got no bones. So I'm like, every time I turn around, and Tigger, he be playing with them, and you can hear him squeaking. They go squeak, 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 and he be playing with them. They be trying to get away and shit.
Jax, see, that's how I know when one is going to surface. Because when they don't be lurking in the kitchen,
Well, see, Jax, he pretty much stay away from him. He
stalks them.
Yeah, he
Because
stalks
he
them.
sits there and waits for them to move.
Yeah, he stalk them and then
and evidently they don't move. Tigger is the one that will catch them bitches and rip them to shreds.
Yeah. See, Jax don't really mess with him. He like he'll I think he'd be like to his brother. He'd be like, bro, they're gonna mouse over here. Going over there and get it.
So Jax just sit there and stalk him.
Yeah, Jax sit there and watch Tigger. And he sits there, he watch him fuck him up, and then they sit there and they toss it back to one another. The night you was sick,
I said, Tremel, there's a mouse in here. And you was like, what? I said, Jax is sitting there looking in between the crack of that oven and that dishwasher in between there, and he is just sitting there looking.
I remember when you told me that.
And I said, sure enough, they got a mouse. Whenever they do that, I know. When they don't lurk around in the kitchen like that, it's good. And for a minute, they wasn't lurking in the kitchen. Then all of a sudden, boom, they started lurking in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. I listen. I'm just glad we got the cats.
Child, let me tell you something.
Well, you know what, Joseph? Like you said, we never even seen no mice until the cats came.
But that's what I'm saying. It wasn't magically that they just came first.
Now we knew we had rabbits.
If anything, mice would leave when they smell
cats,
not come.
Right. Now we knew we had rabbits because down in our basement, we don't have a finished basement. It's nothing but dirt down there, right? And so I opened the door one day and I was like, Joseph, I said, oh, it's a whole bunch of rabbits, hopping around down there and shit. He said, well, Jamel, close the motherfucking door. I don't want no goddamn rabbits up in the house.
I can't.
But now it's like Mouse Central or some shit.
Oh, he gonna fix that shit.
And then he gonna tell me, I go in there, he said, put down some peppermint oil.
Oh no, honey, that's what he told you. Honey. He ain't gonna tell me.
He told me to put down. He said, get some glue traps. He said, get some glue traps and put down some peppermint oil. He said, put some poison down. I said, I got cats. I ain't putting down no damn poison in my house. He said, put some poison down, get some glue traps, and he said, put some peppermint oil to keep the mice away.
That ain't my job.
That's what he told me.
Well,
I came back and told you. Remember, I came back and told you what he said. That's what the landlord said.
No, I see it. I just thought it was a fluke.
He was.
No, what I'm saying is, I thought it was a fluke. I just felt like the cats fished out the what was here for a moment that we didn't know, but now that they on a rampage, honey. Oh no, he's coming to fix that.
And Q says she's terrified of mice and rodents. I'm terrified of rats. Mice, they don't really so much bother me.
No, but it's like
when they dead. I mean, I can pick up a dead mouse and then
I be sitting here going, what if we didn't get the cat? What would have happened?
Well, we probably wouldn't even see the mice if it wasn't for the cats. It seemed like.
Cause I mean, they couldn't have just can't like. If they did, that was just a coincidence of all coincidences that once we get cats, all of a sudden we have mice.
Yeah, but Joseph, we've been here for a year. We ain't never seen a mouse.
That's what I'm saying. And even Joe Mel, if he would have saw one, but he was too busy up my ass.
Joe Mel would have just ran with the damn mouse. He wouldn't even did
right. That's what I'm saying. He was too busy up my ass, so he would have never seen it.
Joseph, you want a donut? We still got donuts.
No, that's
got some good. Let me tell you, these donuts are from the supermarket. It's called Market 32. Their donuts are better than Dunkin' Donuts. They're so nice and moist and cakey and stuff. I'm gonna have me one of those later, child. But Joseph, these mice.
Trust me, I am too.
And y'all, we keep our house clean. We ain't got no roaches. We don't have no ants. We don't have no other kind of
bug. Oh, no, the cat. We don't let our cats outside.
Oh no, we don't let the cats outside. No, they don't go outside.
We don't let the cats outside. So they're not, I know when they see one because I know where they're coming from. They're coming in between that dishwasher and the stove.
Yeah, they're coming from the backyard.
Because that's where the cats sit and look. It's like they see them in between there, or they can smell them.
Joseph, it's all kind of rodents back there in the backyard because the grass is like real high growth.
Well, not now because it's dead and snowed over. But I'm saying the cats know when they're in here.
Yeah. And then Joseph don't like to pick them up. I'm the one that stuck.
Oh no, honey, let me tell you something. The first time they did that, and we did, Tremel saw him playing with it, right?
He was in the
So
corner just
Tremel
going
didn't know
he was just
where he
playing with it.
put the little mouse. I woke up to go to the bathroom, child, and I sat up in the bed and I looked by the door and I said, "Is that no?" And I
And this
screamed at
is
the top
no,
of
this
my
is my
lungs.
fear.
I said, Tremel, get that dead mouse out
This is my biggest
in
fear.
front of the door.
This is my biggest fear that one day Tigger is just gonna bring one up on the bed and sit in it.
I would die. I would fucking die.
Because cats do that shit. They do shit like
Well, the
that
closest
because they want to impress you.
The closest they did was at the bottom of the bed.
Yeah, they put it at the bottom of the bed. But cats do shit like that to impress you. I'm like, Tigger,
It's
don't
because
need to
they're
impress
giving
me
you a
like that.
gift.
Yeah, they be giving you a gift. Tigger don't be giving me no motherfucking gifts. You don't need to give me no gift like that.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Just Tracy.
Hey, Just Tracy. Yeah, don't give me no gifts like that. Don't come giving me no mouse.
It ain't a gift, honey.
That's not a gift.
Oh, y'all, let me say this. Because I don't want y'all to think the Jamel is deleting your comments. But YouTube is kind of cracking down on some of the stuff y'all type in comments that you leave on the video after like it's done. So like I can see what you write in the email because it'll send me an email. But at the same token, when I go to the comment, it's gone. So I don't want y'all to think like because Just Tracy left a comment one day, and I was trying to comment back to it, and I'm like, well, where's the comment?
And it disappeared.
And it was gone. But then when I saw the email of what she said, I realized it was a trigger word in there. She didn't say nothing bad, but it was a trigger word in there that their algorithm took off because they didn't want it to be said. So
okay.
I couldn't reply to the comment, but I want y'all to know we not deleting comments. Is if you use certain words now in the comments, they're deleting them. So
same
like,
thing with Facebook.
See them. So like I'll see that you left the comment, but when I go to it, it's not there.
Yeah.
So just kind of be careful with what y'all type.
Yeah, Facebook did that to me. They put me in Facebook jail because I said that Joseph was sleeping like a cow or something like that.
Snoring like a cow.
Yeah, snoring like a cow. And they deleted my video and put me in jail. For
right,
48
and
hours.
Tracy left the comment. And it was something funny, and it was with the N-word. And I was like, okay, that's why they deleted it because of that.
Oh.
But it was nothing derogatory or nothing. It was just something funny. But I want y'all to know, because a lot of people lately have been leaving comments, and I can't reply to them, but I wanted y'all to know it's not us deleting them.
Yeah, they are Black Unity.
YouTube deleting them because of the algorithm is picking up
certain
words that they don't want said.
Yeah. They're Black Unity. They're trying to censor. They try to censor a lot of stuff that you say now.
I'm okay with that because you know what it showed me? It finally showed me that you're not going to just let people type the N-word.
Right.
And get away with it because normally they do. When it comes to the other word, the YT people is okay. But when it comes to the N-word, they let that fly by like it ain't no big deal.
Right.
So I wasn't mad at it because when I saw it, I was laughing.
Well, I guess to some degree, they're doing it because
because you never know what a person is saying or what their intention is behind what they wrote.
Mm-hmm. Right. So hey,
so I ain't mad at it. Now what they need to stop is all these damn people that do this spam.
Yeah, they need to stop that.
Because I just had to block somebody in the live just now.
For what?
Because it was spam, and one thing I noticed when they type in the chat, they type 3 letters and a period, and then they type 4 letters, a period, and then 3 more letters. And after that, the video just gets spammed completely when you're done.
Mm.
And the first time it happened, I left it because I just thought it was somebody speaking another language. And that video, oh my God, every 5 minutes, I was like, oh my God, I should have deleted it. And then the other day, one night when you went live, I deleted it and it didn't spam it. So now when I see it, I just delete it because I know it's their way of. It's like a code that they put in the spam the video.
Okay.
So I just delete it.
Now, to those of you that are new in the chat, what do y'all think of my hair? What does everybody think of my hair? Now, for those of you that are new in the chat, don't know. For those of you that are new in the chat, you don't know, I'm completely bald. When I can say bald, I mean like no hair grows in this region. None. Not a lick. But I got hair. And it look like it's mine, don't it? So y'all let me know. And y'all people that watch every day, y'all let me y'all like this hair. I like it. You know what, Joseph, I like about this hair? It's not heavy and it's light. And it's, although I think it's synthetic, and it is. I think it's synthetic. It's not irritating me.
Yeah, because sometimes you do your hair too.
Yeah, no, it don't. It for the most part, I usually like I have it in for about 2 days before I'm ready to take it out because it's irritating. It's like it itches. It makes my head itch. And this right here, I don't even feel like I got this on my head. I don't even feel like I got it on my head. Yeah. And you know what? Remember I told you like the edges, they're actually black, and the hair is actually brown. Like if I put it in the light, let me see. You can probably see it in the light. Yeah, you can see it. You see it at the top. Y'all see where it's brown? Yeah. But it looks like it's black.
How I know who said my husband here?
I want to know too. It was nice of them to do so. It was nice of them to do so. I guess they knew I was going to do a good job. That's why they sent it, Joseph.
They all said it looks great.
Thank you.
Jessica said she go bald too.
She is? Girl, I can show you how to fix that. I can show you how to cover that up, girl. Like, look. Y'all see this? I can show you how to cover it up, girl. Did they see the top of my head, Joseph? I can show you how to cover it up, girl.
Have a great day, James Sutter.
Yes, have a great day, James Sutter. Look, when it comes to some hair, I can show you what to do. I ain't got no cosmetology license or nothing like that. All my stuff is based on trial and error. Trial and error. That's it. I can show you how to fix it, girl. Just send me an email. You know, and we can connect. Whatever tips you need, I can get it to you, girl. I can get it to you. I can get it to you. It's supposed to be on this side, I think. Is it? Yeah, it's this side. Yeah. One thing this hair gonna be when it's on, it's gonna be laid. Oh yeah, it's gonna be laid. It's gonna be laid. Y'all know I'm playing. Y'all have seen the videos.
Oh well.
Huh?
It's about that time.
Yeah, it is. It's about that time, Joseph.
Well, yo.
Let's get on out of here. We got to find that figure out we're gonna have for lunch.
Follow us on all social media platforms. That would be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Of course, right here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And share us out to a friend. Share us out to your social media. Also, hit that join button if you want to become part of the TheMKingz Kingdom and become a lord or a lady. Or even unite at our round table. Make sure you check out the TheMKingz Boutique for everything TheMKingz. And dare to be different. And we will see you guys tonight at 7:30 p.m. for evening edition. And also, if nobody tells you today that they love you, just know that Tramel and I do, and there's nothing you can do about it. And on that note, please.
Oh, and thank you, people. Thank you. We have to say thank you to the people on Facebook for watching us. Thank you so much, everybody on Facebook, for watching us as well. We always seem to forget about the people on Facebook. Sometimes, we don't do it on purpose, but we sometimes forget about the people on Facebook watching us because I don't know why. Because sometimes we don't even remember that we're broadcasting on Facebook and we can't see the comments or anything like that. So, thank you people for watching us on Facebook. We really do appreciate you. We appreciate y'all watching us on all social media platforms. And if you ever want to watch the replay, you can always watch the replay right here on YouTube, or you can watch it on Facebook as well.
Yes. And on that note, please walk in love, peace, sunshine, and happiness. And we will see you tonight at 7:30. And always remember is what?
Tim McRae.
All damn day.
Talk to you guys later. We love you. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks, Black Unity. Tramel, did you see that?
Yes, I saw it. Like you need to give us a super chat.